Adam 12, 1 Adam 12, a 211 in progress. 1 Adam 12, handle code 3.
They patrolled the streets of Los Angeles with cool precision. 2 officers, 1 squad car, and a mission to serve and protect.
1 Adam 12, PM watch, clear.
Adam 12 wasn't just a TV show. It was a time capsule. A badge and bullet drama that helped define law enforcement on screen.
No way, Malloy. I did it all. 4 years, 11 months, and 19 days. I walked out with a full receipt. Hey, you got yourself a new partner.
But while the cruiser kept rolling on reruns, time eventually caught up with the stars behind the badge. This is Adam 12 actors who have died. Remember those crisp LAPD uniforms and the rumble of a Plymouth Belvedere? If you were tuned into Adam 12 during its heyday, you know it wasn't just about Malloy and Reed. The city came alive with unforgettable faces like William Elliott. Tall, striking, and impossibly cool, Elliott brought a real-world gravitas to every role.
How is he?
He's gonna be okay. And what are you doing under that truck?
I'm checking the smog device, Wells.
I'll see you later.
Born in Baltimore in 1934, he was a Navy electrician who could have gone to MIT, but instead followed his heart into jazz first as a drummer, then as an actor. When he stepped onto Adam 12 as Officer Gus Grant, he didn't just play a cop, he embodied the badge, making you believe the real LAPD had loaned out one of their own. Off-screen, Elliott's life was just as compelling. He married the legendary Dionne Warwick not once, but twice. Their love story was as complex as it was passionate, and together they raised 2 sons before parting ways for good. William Elliott's journey ended far too soon. He died of a heart attack in Los Angeles on September 30th, 1983, at just 49. But for Adam 12 fans, his presence is timeless, forever patrolling the streets of a Los Angeles we still dream about. Rest easy, Officer Grant, your beat goes on.
A 211 in progress. 1 Adam 12, handle code 3.
You hear that siren, and just like that, it's 1970 again. Malloy and Reed are back, and LA hums in the background. But Adam 12 was more than patrol cars and calls. It was about the people. And one of those people? Officer Ed Wells, played by Gary Crosby. Not just a guest star, a regular face with real presence. Yes, that Crosby, Bing's son. But on Adam 12, Gary stepped out of that shadow with grit and style. He brought his own edge. Sharp, believable, all business. His real life was layered. Fame, pain, a tell-all memoir that rocked Hollywood. But on screen, he just got the job done. In one episode, he even shared scenes with Tina Sinatra and Frank Jr., TV's most unlikely supergroup. Gary Crosby passed in 1995 at just 62. He may be gone, but for us fans, he's still riding shotgun. A part of Adam 12 history, never forgotten. If you were a regular Adam 12 viewer, you knew LA wasn't just a backdrop, it was alive. And sprinkled through its streets were familiar faces, like old neighbors dropping by. One of those, Robert Donner. You probably remember him as Exidor on Mork and Mindy, or Yancey Tucker on The Waltons, but on Adam 12 he was TJ.
Hey, listen, if you guys should hear of a job around, would you let a fella know?
Yeah, we will.
Not just anything now, you know. Because I gotta look to the future. What I need is a career.
An ex-con turned informant with grit, depth, and just enough edge to keep you watching. Every appearance felt like something special. Born in 1931 in New York, and nudged into acting by a young Clint Eastwood, Donner carved out a career built on the unforgettable. He once said, "I keep my guns loaded and go where the action is." And he did, more than 100 roles deep. Donner passed in 2006. No kids, but a legacy that plays on in every scene, every rerun, every smirk. Robert Donner, another Adam 12 guest star gone, but never forgotten.
Anybody check the area, Sergeant?
Just real fast. Go ahead. Better look up the alley. You might have a car back there somewhere.
You remember that voice, don't you? Calm, commanding, never rattled. That was Sergeant McDonald, the precinct's backbone, brought to life by William Boyett. For Adam 12 fans, Boyett wasn't just background. He was the watch commander. While Malloy and Reed hit the streets, Mac kept the station grounded, a quiet force of order and strength. Boyett knew the role well. Over 5 decades, he played lawmen in Dragnet, Highway Patrol, and more. But it was Adam 12 that made him part of our TV family. Born in Akron, raised in Texas, Boyett served in the Navy before stepping into Hollywood. Jack Webb saw something in him and cast him as McDonald, the role that defined a generation of viewers. He passed in 2004 at 77 from pneumonia and kidney failure, but his voice still echoes through every rerun. Rest easy, Sergeant Mac. You're still on the roster, still reporting for duty. There was something about the way Pete Malloy said,
One Adam 12, PM watch, clear.
steady, cool, and unmistakably Martin Milner. If you grew up with Adam 12, his voice is still in your head. That calm authority, the easy camaraderie with Jim Reed, the sense that order could be restored with just one well-timed glance, Milner was the show's heartbeat. For so many of us, he was the cop we trusted to keep the city safe, even if that city only flickered through a black and white TV in our living room. Before Adam 12, Milner had already carved his place in TV history as Todd Stiles on Route 66, cruising the highways of America in that iconic Corvette. But it was behind the wheel of an LAPD cruiser that he truly became a legend. He wasn't just acting, he felt real, like someone who could be your neighbor, your older brother, your protector. Milner's influence went beyond the screen. His portrayal inspired generations of real police officers, including LAPD Chief Charlie Beck. The show's realism and humanity set a new standard for police dramas, and Milner's integrity shone through every episode. Martin Milner passed away in 2015 at the age of 83, at his home in Carlsbad, California, after a long illness. He left behind a legacy that shaped television and touched countless lives. For Adam 12 fans, he's never really gone. Every time we hear that siren, he's back behind the wheel ready to roll, steady as ever, reminding us that sometimes the right person really can make the world feel safe again. Every so often, an actor steps onto a set and instantly feels like part of the world, seasoned, steady, unmistakably authentic. That was Jed Allen. If you watched Adam 12, you saw him sometimes as a tough-talking John Spencer, sometimes as Reno West, the wily burglar who kept Reed and Malloy guessing.
No way, Malloy. I did it all. 4 years, 11 months, and 19 days. I walked out with a full receipt. Hey, you got yourself a new partner.
Jed didn't just visit the squad room, he seemed born to it, bringing a presence that made the streets of Los Angeles feel lived in and real. Jed Allen's legacy stretches far beyond those patrol car rides. Before he was a soap opera legend or Steve's dad on Beverly Hills, 90210, he was already a TV fixture, Ranger Scott Turner on Lassie, a face you'd spot in show after show, always delivering that polished, commanding energy. He became a daytime icon, Don Craig on Days of Our Lives, C.C. Capwell on Santa Barbara, but for Adam 12 fans, he's woven into the fabric of classic television, one of those character actors who made every scene richer. Jed Allen passed away in 2019, at 84, surrounded by loved ones in Palm Desert. He left behind decades of unforgettable television, 3 sons, and a legion of fans who remember him not just as a star, but as a cornerstone of TV's golden age. Another great gone, but always part of the Adam 12 family. You know the type? Cool under pressure, sharp with a line, looked like he belonged in uniform. That was Jack Hogan. If you caught him on Adam 12, you know exactly what I mean. Most remember him as Kirby on Combat. Tough, loyal, always ready for a scrap. But as Detective Sergeant Jerry Miller on Adam 12, he brought straight shooter charisma, like the guy who stayed late at Rampart, getting the job done. Born Richard Roland Benson Jr., Hogan studied architecture, served in the Korean War, then trained at the Pasadena Playhouse. He earned his way onto the screen, quietly, confidently. From Combat to Sierra, and even behind the scenes on Magnum P.I., Hogan made a career out of being solid, present, real. Never flashy, always dependable. Jack Hogan passed away in December 2023 at 94. A long life, a steady presence, and for Adam 12 fans, a face that still rides with us in every rerun. They brought grit, honor, and quiet heroism to every episode. For many, Adam 12 was more than a show. It was a ritual, a reminder of duty and dignity. But behind the flashing lights and familiar call signs were actors, whose stories didn't end when the cameras stopped rolling. Which Adam 12 character left the biggest mark on you? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more tributes like this one. Thank you for watching.